Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
I'm Moshe Kasher.
And I'm Natasha Leggero.
Episode 48, very exciting breaking news. Natasha, before this episode, said to me, there's something I want to say up top. I don't know what it is. I'm a little nervous. You've never said anything like that before.
Really?
What do you got to say?
Well, I just wanted to say, I think unanimously people thought that you were in the right, that a chocolate cake is a good enough present for someone under quarantine. But you still got me a present this week. You got me a massage chair.
Man, don't tell these
love
people that.
it.
It
was so cool when it came. It made me so happy. I've been enjoying it.
I want to clarify for the listeners. I got a cheap massage thing that you put on top of a chair. It's like a massage.
Thank you for clarifying that
I don't want people,
it was cheap.
No, I don't want people thinking I'm over here in the quarantine spending $7,500 on some magic Korean like sex chair.
No, but it's awesome. You just put it over a chair and you get a great massage.
Well, I did want to hook you up because
you hooked me up.
I straight up hooked you up.
I feel like we're kind of like in our new zone now. I got my haircut today on Zoom.
Right. Natasha's like, I have a haircut appointment at 4:30, and I was like, you have a what now? How? She's like, oh, it's over Zoom over my phone. It's only $50. I was like, only $50?
That's good.
That's more than I spend on an in-person haircut, like going to the barber shop and getting my haircut. So,
well, she spent an hour with me. I mean,
you cut it.
I know, but she told me exactly how to do it.
You look good. You look good. I mean, don't get me wrong. She did right by you, but damn, that's a nice hookup for her. I'm gonna start doing $50 consultations on how to write an essay or something like that.
You should.
You know what? I got something I want to get off my chest too. I'm a little pissed off right now, Natasha.
Why?
Be honest with you, I'm not happy at all.
Why?
Well, if you live in a big city, you probably have some sort of inane ritual where at 8 p.m. your neighborhood starts a cheering.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in New York they do it at 7. I don't know why the difference, but
we do it at 8.
Here in Silver Lake, Los Angeles, we do it at 8 p.m. and bring the little kid up to the attic space. And I swear to God, we got these air horns because we have a coyote problem in this neighborhood, right? So I bought some air horns because I heard you can blast a coyote out of the way, and it's been working. But I had all these air horns around, and I was like, it would be kind of nice to blow an air horn. That's a nice, that's a fun celebratory sound. And then the little daughter puts her little teeny fingers on them. I got 2 air horns, and I've been blasting them. Actually, I kind of hurt you one day, didn't I?
Yeah, well, I didn't know you were doubling up right by my ear.
Yeah, it was a double horn.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun. And the community, like, we can't talk to each other, but I feel like the community began, because we did it so many nights in a row, began to wait, because I'll do it right at the crack of 8. I'll double blow.
Moshe sits there with his iPhone waiting for it to click. Seconds to click.
Yeah, and my little daughter's little fingers on either air horn button, and at the moment it comes...
She has her headphones on, too.
Oh, yeah, I put these, like, protective headphones on her, too. And the moment it becomes 8, we double blast. I give it a beep, beep, right? And the neighborhood immediately bursts into their celebratory cheer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I thought, well, you know what? I think the hood actually is on to me, and I am the official.
You were kind of prancing around the house, like you were like in charge of it.
Yeah, I was like, the hood can feel it. They're like, oh, that horn begins the celebration. Well, guess what happened today?
That was sad.
At about 7:59 and 49 seconds. Some motherfucker in my neighborhood, some punk bitch motherfucker in my neighborhood. Listen, before I say what happened, there's been other people, some other little fucking hoes in the neighborhood that have tried to start cheering before it turns 8. 7:59 cheer, try to take my glory just with a cheer, maybe bonging on a bango or whatever, banging on a bongo, right?
Yeah.
But the neighborhood didn't respond. They were like, bitch, you better shut up. We're waiting for that horn. We're waiting for the horn to blow. Well, tonight, these motherfuckers got wise. Some punk bitch in Silver Lake, California, I'm going to find you, went and bought his ass an air horn. And at 7:59 and 49 seconds, tried to blast the people into cheering.
He did.
He took my fucking thing. And what did I scream? I screamed it.
What'd you say?
I was like,
Yeah, you go out the window.
I was like, nah, I'm the air horn guy. I'm the captain.
Well, then you did yours, and it was even better, honey.
Well, yeah, because I got 2. He doesn't know I'm doing a double blast. He just thinks that's what an air horn sounds like. He bought one and probably looked at his air horn like, what the fuck? How come it doesn't have percussive double stereo?
Also, I've been using it as an opportunity to primal scream help out the window.
Oh, yeah. Natasha's scream is hilarious. It's not in any way, yay, essential worker scream.
Or like a woo.
It's a help, I'm being held captive scream night after night.
I know. It just feels so good and everyone's making noise.
Can you
so
do
what?
it?
Right now?
Yeah, do it for the people.
I might wake up the baby, though.
Come on. It's hilarious.
Kind of like...
Can you imagine if you were our neighbor and you just heard it? The whole neighborhood is cheering in celebration of the nurses and grocery store workers.
I
and
do
all of a
that
sudden,
too.
There's a woman screaming bloody murder like Ted Kaczynski has her locked up. Oh,
I just need to get it all out.
oh, the fun we have. But this motherfucker with his air horns, dude.
Let's see tomorrow what's up.
I already
been
know
a
what's up.
mistake.
A mistake?
Oh, you think he's copying you?
Fuck yeah, man. He's trying to get some of my glory. He's trying to get some of this neighborhood glory. Little does he know, I wrote a song.
Let's not sing it yet, honey.
All right, we won't sing it, but I wrote a song for the neighborhood. And if I could get my hands on a megaphone, I'm going to start singing it. And then the whole neighborhood will learn the song. And then the whole neighborhood will sing it at the end of the cheering. We'll all sing this song. It's called the Song of Silver Lake. And it is pretty corny. But I want this motherfucker to pay.
I'm really proud of you, honey.
If you're listening, if you're one of our listeners and you did that, know who you're betraying. It's me, your second favorite podcast host.
Who's the first?
The guy who does All Things Considered, Kai Rizdal. Is All Things Considered Kai Rizdal, or is that Terry Gross?
Honey, let's call our friend.
All right, let's call
our
our friend.
guest.
Yeah, he's our friend and our guest. We did Passover with him 2 years in a row, but this year over the internet. You know him from Big Mouth. You know him from Oh Hello. In fact, they just started their own podcast called Oh Hello, the P-Cast. He is one of the funniest men in America. Let's call Nick Kroll. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
You know what goes really well with an 8-hour session of nonstop reggae hits?
What?
A fatty dose of CBD. If you don't want to smoke weed, but you do want to calm down a bit, you're feeling a little stressed, you're having some pain.
I like CBD.
CBD is not a CB don't, it's a CB do. And the problem with CBD is that a lot of it, they send you a vial of oil. Who wants a vial of CBD oil? I've always thought that stuff was kind of nasty. Well, good news, Caliper is here, and they've got a brand new product, which is CBD powder. CBD powder is clinically proven that you will absorb, you ready for this, Tosh? 450% more CBD than with an oil. 450%.
Wow.
That seems like maybe too much CBD, but the powder does the trick. You can mix it into your food. You won't even taste it.
There's no weird taste, no oily residue or mouthfeel. Precisely 20 milligrams in each packet of Caliper's CBD. Never question how much CBD you're taking again.
That's right. You get full control.
Rediscover your best self with a CBD product that's clinically proven to be superior to standard CBD oils.
That's right. Caliper CBD comes in affordable 10 and 30 count packs. So they're cheap as well. You can get started for under $20. Get your CBD on without breaking that bank.
Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code honeymoon at trycaliper.com/honeymoon. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund.
It's all natural, non-GMO ingredients, no fillers, no added chemicals, no artificial flavors. Get your powder on. Do not snort it. Go to trycaliper.com/honeymoon and get your 20% off your first order with the promo code honeymoon today.
Hello?
Nick,
Hi.
Hi, Nick.
Hi.
how are you?
How am I?
I've been saying your name around the house. I said Nick Kroll a few times, and every time I've said it, my kids have gone, Nick Kroll.
You said that about Joe Mandy too. What does your kid think so funny about your friends' names?
But I was naming it with like 4 other people.
No, it's different. With Joe Mandy, she says explicitly, Joe Mandy is funny. We don't know why. With you, the name Nick Kroll makes her laugh.
Yes. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's truly the difference between me and Joe Mandy. Because Joe Mandy is funny, and I just have a name that seems funny or something like that. There's something.
That's what a lot of people say about you. One of the funniest names in comedy.
It does flow together well.
It does. It's a good quality. For years I was Nick Kroll.
Ooh.
I was, but then I turned like 16 and went on a teen tour to Israel and was like, I'm Nick.
Oh, to all the people on Birthright, you were like, I need Nick.
Nick, no, this was pre-Birthright. This was Nifty. This was like the teen tour where the Jewish parents are trying to, the early attempts to try to get Jewish kids to breed, not the Birthright, not the last attempt.
No, by the time they got to Birthright, they'd really sharpened the sword and honed their skills. Like, I went on Birthright and we went on this long trip together, and then the last day they were like, and now for the final evening, you'll all be sleeping in a Bedouin tent together, unsupervised. It's just like what? It's just like finger a Jewess in the desert.
Yes. And that's where you met Natasha?
That's right.
No, Nick, my brother is a Nick, and same thing, Nicky growing up, and then when he turned 16, I think sometimes those nicknames are kind of hard to
Yeah, I mean, Nicky, I was just like, Nicky doesn't get laid.
Nicky can't.
It turns out that Nick didn't either, but
no, because every time you say your name, you're like, "Hey, babe, I'm Nick," and she's like, "Oh, Nick, what?" And you're like, "Nick Kroll," and she just begins to laugh at you because it's a funny sounding name.
Moshe's really into callbacks.
Okay, well, anyway.
I love a callback, guys. I love a callback.
Listen, we're kind of beat, Nick. We had a long day, so.
I'm sorry to bother you guys.
No, it's not that. We had a busy day. We went down to Huntington today, and we were taking part in this protest to end the COVID isolation and stuff. And it's
Wait,
been
there was a protest today?
Yeah, Nick, did you go?
No, what protest was today?
In Huntington Beach, there was a big group of people that wanted to end the social distancing in California to put a stop to this nanny state and get us back to work.
Oh wait, I heard about this, but then I saw that this is how I get my information: is I read a tweet, interpret the tweet joke, and understand what's happening in the news.
You get your news from comedians tweeting?
Yeah, this was Mike Schur was talking about people talking about how we need to some people protesting about how we need to relax the nanny state, but they were all wearing masks.
Yes. The best woman was one woman in a full hazmat suit, an N95 mask, and a sign that said "COVID is a lie." It's like, bitch, tell yourself.
Nick, how's your COVID?
My COVID's great. I mean, I've got honestly, I mean, I don't know. The podcast has started, right? This is all the podcast?
Oh yeah, we are so live.
We're
yeah.
rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I am I'm having a very nice time spending time with my girlfriend, and we are cooking a lot, and we're getting our farm produce locally and enjoying that. And I am very fortunate to be working on my show on Big Mouth. So I don't know how to talk about my quarantine publicly.
Oh, you should just say that it's like being in prison, and then take a big picture of your pool.
No, you know what? You're in a new forward-moving relationship, and that is the most envious position of all quarantines.
Right.
Right. Versus being like in a dead-end relationship with a child.
I'm trying to live vicariously through him.
Yeah, at a certain point, Nick, we just looked down at our daughter and I was like, you know what? There's not much here.
I mean, I literally nannied and cleaned for 11 hours today.
And I sat back and I played Apex Legends on PlayStation 4 while she did that. So we all have our struggles.
We all are struggling. No, we had we had our day to day, which like we have a one day, like we've stayed pretty clean, but like one day a week we have our full like. Again, we have no kids, so it's like we have like a day where we fully clean everything. Like we take each, like choose rooms and upstairs or downstairs and like do a full wipe down cleanup. And we like cover all the phone calls that we haven't made all week to friends and family. And I weirdly, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean cover all the phone calls? So like you guys kind of go away and like I got to call my mom, I got to call my dad, like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a smart way to do it. With your your cleaning chores.
Do you know what Natasha did
exactly.
today, Nick?
Like Swiffer, I Swiffer the floor. I call my mom.
That's great multitasking.
I do some major counter wipe downs. The only issue is you can't do a vacuum. You have to do a sweep.
Right. You know what? You should try having deaf parents. I could call my mom no problem while vacuuming.
Yeah. What did you do before FaceTime?
Before FaceTime, I was unable to communicate with my mother pretty much ever if I was out of the house. There was a thing called the California Relay Service where my mom would have to would have like a special computer at home. Like this is before IMing and instant messaging and text messaging. So there was a special computer that deaf people had called a TTY, and you'd put the receiver on it, and then you would call numbers. She'd have to actually call an operator who would call me, and I would hear that person's voice on the phone as my mother was typing. So,
like someone had a Zoom situation type thing.
No, it wasn't Zoom. It was pre-webcam. This is when I was growing up.
Oh, I see.
It would be text-based. So my mom would type a message to me. The message would go to some operator. The operator would call me, and that's whose voice I would hear on the telephone. And I'm not going to do the joke in my act about it, but you can kind of probably fill in the blanks, Nick.
I'm filling in the blanks as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now, so you guys text, I'm assuming. Is that the...
No, sometimes I'll walk into the bedroom naked and he's like FaceTiming his mom.
Yeah, well, I'm naked. I'm sorry. She's clothed. I'm naked because I'm texting, I'm FaceTiming my mom. So she wants to kind of see how my body's looking in this quarantine, you know?
You have a nice Jewish mom. Although, well, now, your mom converted. Is that right, Moshe?
That is true.
He doesn't love it when people remind him of that.
Well...
I'm sorry for bringing that up. But like, does she feel like Natasha? Okay, how about this, Natasha, as a woman, as a now Jew, have you Are we talking about that? What are we talking about here? What can I talk about?
You can talk about Natasha's conversion, but you'd never mention my mother's. And
like his mom, I think, thought like Passover was Hanukkah last year.
That's not true.
So, Natasha, do you think you'll raise your daughter as like a Jewish mom? Like as like will you take on the traits of like the stereotypical Jewish mother?
What is that? Like I have to make a filter fish?
No, you're annoying, overbearing, right? You have like a pseudo-sexual relationship with her.
Yeah.
Is that what Jewish mothers are?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
what about Italian mothers?
Ooh, it's probably not that far off, honestly. But it's like all religions where it's like, oh, our mamas love us and we love to eat. You know what I mean? It's like that's like what makes us different is we love to gather as a family and we love to eat. You know, you're like, oh, okay.
I was cool. I thought it was nice of you to go, oh, at the beginning so that Natasha could feel like a part of this conversation.
Well, I was giving it that Italian.
Yeah.
That. I mean, look, we're all from the same. We're all from the same
swarthy body hair region of the world.
Yes, that is the truth.
But do you feel like a Jewish mom, Natasha?
No, but maybe I am. I definitely feel overbearing. Well, especially like during a pandemic, I'm like any accident it would like drive me. You know, like if I ever had to go to a ER or something with my kid right now, I think I would like panic. So I'm just trying to like make sure that she's safe at all times.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe I would be like that anyway.
That feels like Jewish mom.
Yeah.
But I wonder if this is like, I wonder if Jewish parenting has slowly taken over parenting. Because I feel like Jewish parenting is a deeply, or at least a part of Jewish parenting is like a very deeply like supportive. My child is special. My child must be kept safe.
Wow, that's how I feel.
And I wonder if that like has taken on a like culturally, we as a larger culture have taken on some of those traits in parenting. You know what I mean?
I feel like that because I was never taught that I was special.
Especially
No.
Were you not?
I was taught more like you should just be like everybody else and like be quiet and I don't know. Like I was just like,
How did you end up?
disciplined.
How did you end up who you were? Do you think?
Because I was like a child actress, so like my mom did let me go to the like be a part of this theater, so I was like always like at the theater my whole like grade school and high school. So I kind of had like adult influences that weren't my family my whole life.
That is a hilarious parenting message. Just, you should be like everyone else and don't rock the boat and don't try and be special.
And then I went to public school where they were like, you're not a writer, you're not an artist. Like everyone just would tell you that you're not good at things.
Yeah. Natasha, do you remember your favorite like play or anything from like one of those like, was it like local community theater, regional theater kind of stuff?
It was like regional theater, and I would be like, I would do As You Like It or Our Town, and like when there wasn't a kid, they would like make a kid part. Like there was like 30 shows a month, so I was like in the evenings at the theater, and then
Natasha's
skipping Wednesdays for the matinees.
Natasha's burying the lead. She got to play Shylock in The Merchant of Venice, which is what started her lifelong love affair with Judaism. No, not really.
I do remember.
Natasha,
yeah.
I fell asleep watching none other than Al Pacino do the Shylock in The Merchant of Venice on Broadway. So
you should have seen Natasha's. It was really.
I do remember though once that I was playing the Ghost of Christmas Past in Christmas Carol, and I was with a professional actor from Chicago, and they didn't want to act with me.
Why?
Really?
Well, because I think that I was just like doing an impression of what I thought an actor should do, and like I just feel like they were professional actors and they were frustrated with their lives because they had to work with townspeople.
Sure. Townspeople.
Like I was only like 12. Like I didn't know how to act.
It turns out that person was Nick Offerman. This was like the early days of Chicago.
It was Willem Dafoe.
Exactly, because they came from Chicago.
It was John Malkovich in the early days of Steppenwolf.
It's like, I got to work with this 12-year-old Italian brat. You're not special. Yeah. Be like everybody else. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
How do I smell?
You smell good.
You're right.
You put on cologne tonight and we're in quarantine.
It's not just cologne that I put on. I thought to myself, I've been in quarantine for a while. I'm getting a little bummy. I'm taking advantage of this. I'm not showering for days at a time. I smell stank. So I took a shower. I shaved. I put on face lotion. I put on cologne. And then I topped it all off with my favorite deodorant. I'm not just saying that. It's truly my favorite. I use it every day when I'm not in quarantine. It's called Native deodorant. And it smells freaking good. I use the cucumber mint. What do you use?
I like the lavender.
Lavender smells so good on you.
I mean, honestly, I don't need deodorant.
You don't?
I'm very
That's
lucky
true.
that way.
But I like it because it's...
But when I do smell it on you, I like the lavender.
I like it. I like to be a smell boy. I like that. But I don't like to be a smelly boy. It doesn't just smell good. It takes away my smell.
It's safe. Native deodorant is formulated without aluminum, parabens, or talc. It's also vegan and never tested on animals.
But it's often difficult to find one of these natural deodorants that actually takes away body odor. Native does. In fact, they've got over 9,000 five-star reviews on from happy customers on Yelp. And listen, I stuttered just then because I'm so excited about the product I can't get this sentence out.
There is no risk to try, free shipping on every order, and Native offers 30-day free returns and exchanges in the USA.
So listen, all you got to do is go to nativedeodorant.com, promo code honeymoon during checkout, and you'll get 20% off your first purchase.
Also, I love their toothpaste.
They got good. I'm telling you, this is a good product. Legit. Get it. Go to nativedeodorant.com, promo code honeymoon, 20% off your first purchase. Do it today. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
Would you say this is probably the most primo lounge attire time in our life?
I definitely would. You're wearing sweatpants tonight.
I'm wearing sweats, but I wish that I was able to rock what you've been rocking, which is...
Betabrand?
The Betabrand yoga pant.
Well, we have been doing yoga at the nap time for the baby.
That's right. We've been yogaing
so
up.
I feel like I can go outside, do my thing, but then also I don't need to take time to change.
Yeah, the beauty part of the Betabrand yoga pant is they also look like regular pants. So you can do the yoga, get your sweat on, but then you can go out and if you had a job, which right now we don't, you can get your work on too. It's that versatile.
Their customer favorite dress pant yoga pants are made of wrinkle-resistant stretch knit fabric, making them perfect for long work days or working from home.
Are they comfortable?
They're very comfortable.
They don't just have one style. They've got boot cut, straight leg, skinny, cropped, 8-pocket, and more. So right now, our listeners can get 25% off their first order when they go to betabrand.com/honeymoon.
That's 25% off your first order for a limited time at betabrand.com/honeymoon.
You can find out why women are buying up to 5 pairs of these pants by going to betabrand.com/honeymoon. Get 25% off today.
Well, I want Nick to be on a call, so let's call someone for advice and see if he can help them.
Yeah, what do you think, Nick?
Great.
We're gonna do an advice call.
Now, just to be clear, the show is you call people and you get advice from them.
Yeah, that's right.
No, they're gonna ask us.
They want our help, and we can also make fun of them, and you can choose the balance that feels comfortable for you.
You know I will, guys.
All right, let's do it. We're now gonna call Tristan in Virginia, and Nick, you'll hear a couple seconds of silence as we connect the call.
Is this Tristan Thompson?
We'll find out.
Khloe Kardashian's ex?
Let's find out. Let's ask him. Let's ask
Cleveland
her.
Cavalier.
Hello.
Tristan?
Tristan.
Yes, this is Tristan.
Nick, are you there?
I am 100% here.
Tristan, you're there. Nick, are you on the line?
I am.
Great. Tristan, this is Moshe Kasher.
And Natasha Leggero.
And we've got our friend Nick Kroll
Hi.
on the phone here with us right now.
Oh my God, I'm
Tristan.
so excited. Hi, Nick.
Whoa. You didn't say hi to either of us.
She did. You
Hi,
didn't hear
Moshe.
it.
Hi, Natasha. I'm so
Okay.
excited to talk to you guys too.
Well,
Love
we're-
the podcast.
Thank you. Tristan, you want to talk to Nick directly, or do you want to tell us
What's going on?
why you called, why you contacted us?
Well, I called the pros, not Nick. So I'd
Oh,
love to talk
yes.
to you
Take
guys.
him down.
Tristan, I hope you don't want advice on how to nag, because so far you're doing it perfectly.
Well, I think that kind of has to do with my question anyway.
Great. Shoot.
So my question is kind of about parents and like, how do you deal with knowing that your parents are like kind of just as flawed as you are? Like I'm 24 and in my first like long-term relationship, and I've kind of realized that I don't want to be like my parents' relationship, and that's like what I've grown up with and loved my whole life.
Oof.
Can you say more? Like what are the things that your parents do that you don't want to emulate?
Yeah, like the nagging.
You're saying you hear yourself kind of becoming them.
Yeah, I definitely do. Like getting upset over things that like my boyfriend has no control over, or like assuming that he can read my mind. And then I see that when my parents interact, I'm like, you're being so irrational. Like, what's wrong with you?
It's cool. It's cool that you notice it, that you've noticed that.
Yeah, but like, how do I deal with it? And how do I like not want to like hate my parents for it?
Oh, for making you like
so
it.
Or like trying to
Can
fix
I-
them?
can I ask a question? So I guess my question is, are you seeing like the patterns that you're seeing in your relationship with your boyfriend, you are seeing in your parents' relationship? It's not making you question your relationship with your boyfriend. It's making you see your parents as human and flawed. And is that the issue?
Yeah, because like my boyfriend will stop me in my tracks and be like, stop, like you're being crazy and you know it, and you need to think about this, or why are you upset? And then now that I've been like questioning my own thought patterns and changing my behavior for the better, I've kind of just seen it in my parents, and I want them to have better communication styles.
You know, I would just want to first and foremost say kudos to your boyfriend for telling his girlfriend, stop, you're being crazy and you know it, because that's the way that all men, all strong, positive, feminist men should talk to their lovers, you know. And I want to acknowledge him for that. I think that's really cool that he's able to give you that gift.
Are you guys, either of you guys, in therapy?
No. I finished a bout of like group therapy a few months ago, and my parents do like the closest thing they will ever do to therapy is like their church, like empty nesters group. It feels like they all just complain about their kids. But
Well, funny, because that's what you're doing on this podcast right now is
I
complaining
know,
about them.
And I have to just say, and I'm not saying this just because I'm on the podcast, but Natasha, Moshe, this is my church. This is where
Well, for me, my church, Nick, is the stage, and because that's not available right now, this has become my
Wow.
church, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Comedy's
Sure.
kind of my religion, the stage is my church, and I guess I'm a preacher.
And Moshe's your and Natasha's your rabbi.
That's right.
Is that fair
Yeah.
to say?
Well,
Tristan,
so, I mean,
oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Natasha. Sorry.
Well, I just think that, awareness is such a big part of anything. And if you're aware of it, and then you're in control of yourself. So if you just start becoming more and more aware of it, maybe you can slowly shed whatever it is that's what I'm trying to do. Cause I've become very fearful with my child. Someone on the podcast said I should stop calling my kid my child.
my parents aren't willing to like change. So how do I kind of get over the fact that they're just in their ways
Right.
and I need to ignore the way they
Who
do
cares
stuff?
about them?
Yeah, I mean, I think as we all get older, like that's one of the weirdest things about getting older is that you start to see your parents as human. Like some of us, because of the circumstances of our lives, see our parents as human and flawed at a younger age, and then some of us, like I would put myself in that category, have like idealized my parents in some way much longer, and only in recent years have really been able to see them as fully fleshed out human beings with flaws. And there are certain things you're going to be able to change about them, but there's really a lot that like at a certain age, I think it's tough for people to drastically change their behavior and their patterns. And like, it's not your job to fix them. Like all you can do is see the things that you don't like in them and try not to repeat those patterns in your life and relationships. So it sounds like you found someone who has some self-awareness and has ability to communicate to break some of those patterns, which I think is really good. But I think like trying to change your parents is hard. Like we all are trying to change our parents because I think like we're seeing them as human beings, but I think that's really, it's a hard thing to do. And it's also like, they're not going to be like, they're like, we fucking raised you. Like, stop telling us what to fucking do,
Yeah.
I totally agree with Nick. Well, I agree with Natasha too. I mean, everybody goes through this. You say you're 24?
Yes.
This is like prime time process that you're going through age right now. Everybody goes through this process. When you're young, your parents are gods, and they think of you as completely helpless, incapable. You need them for every single thing, and you know at that age that that's bullshit, that you can do more than they're giving you credit for. Then you become, at a certain age, about 24, I would say, you start to see, oh, they're not gods at all. They're actually human beings. And then you get a little bit older, and you go, oh, they're not just human beings. They're actually really more fucked up than I could have possibly imagined. I can't believe these are the people that imbued me with life lessons. And then you're looking at them. Eventually, you'll get to the age where you look at them and you go, wow, they're actually totally helpless, and they need me to make decisions for them. And they're looking at you going, fuck you, I'm way more capable than you're giving me credit for. And this is just straight up classic life cycle shit. And like the job never changes. Just like the job of your boyfriend is to put you in place and tell you when you're being crazy. That's the job of every man to every woman. Your job as a child and your job as a parent is always only to love. Like that's it. It's never to change. It's never to tell them how to act, because people don't respond to that anyway. As much as your parents wanted you to be just like them and probably go to their church group, you're your own person. They're their own person. And so you just got to kind of come to terms with it, that your only job, anyway, I've had to come to terms with it, I should say. My job with my parents, as crazy as they are, is to just love them, because that's the only thing that I know I can do 100% of the time and I can do well. You know what they say about why your parents are able to push your buttons? You ever heard this one?
No.
Because they sewed them on.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Deep.
Well, Tristan.
Moshe should write a kid's book.
So,
Are you living with your boyfriend?
Not yet. I actually want to move to Texas to be with him. He just moved away.
that's because you're so crazy.
couple
He can't
months
stand to
ago.
be around that.
Well, they don't approve of the move necessarily, so that's been causing some issues with us.
It sounds like you're really close with your family, and that's a really nice thing to.
Yeah, a lot of people don't
To
get
focus
that.
Can
on-
I ask you? Can I ask you a question? Is it tricky? Like you said, they're in a church group. Like, do they think they're like? Is it tricky because they are? I guess are they religious?
Semi-religious. I think they've as they've gotten older, they've gotten more religious. But I didn't have to go to church all the time when I was a kid, so this is all weird to me that all of a sudden they're quoting the Bible here and there. But I think they are more concerned with do you have a job and can you support yourself if this relationship fails, which is valid, but so negative and harsh to hear.
Well, I mean, that's...
Can you support yourself if the relationship fails?
Right now, no, but I'll figure it out. I'm trying to get a job. After
What do you want
COVID,
to do?
I don't really know. I'm seeing a career coach, so I'm working on it.
Have you thought about looking for the answers where they actually exist? Do you know what that is? It's not in a career coach, I'll tell you that right now.
No, I don't.
It's in the gospel, Tristan. It's in your parents actually wanted us to contact you because it's in the gospel. It's not in Texas either, although there's some good folk down there.
Is it in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John?
That's right. It's in those
You know
things.
what's funny? My parents' church group actually listened to the new Kanye West gospel album.
Well,
And
Did they like
said
it?
They're the ones. They're the ones who.
Well,
I mean,
Tristan,
They might. They do have some patterns they need to break.
I mean, the deal is you're a grown up now, and you're seeing your parents as human, and they're trying to tell you what to do, and you're trying to tell them what to do, and you're trying to influence them, and they're trying to influence you, and none of it will ever work. Neither party is going to be able to influence the other, and so I would just say abandon it. Try to change other human beings at your extreme peril. Try to work on yourself, and the world will change around you. That's what I think. Your
so
parents.
I just close my mouth half the time when we're having discussions or
Well, what is
what should I?
what is the old saying about when you're going to open your mouth and say something? It's the rule is, does it need to be said? Does it need to be said right now? Does it need to be said by me? Those are the three questions you ask yourself before you say anything, and
Wow.
that's a guiding principle for me in the world. Except when someone disrespects me, and then I'll pop off immediately.
Mm-hmm.
what if you just want to express yourself?
But then, do you want to be in a fight with your parents every time you talk to them?
Oh, no, I don't. Not
Okay,
at all.
I'll give you an example from my life, Tristan. My mom is a wild hoarder. I mean, wild. It's like we've had to hire professional help. And I kept trying to make her stop being a hoarder. And that was not going to ever work. I've seen my mother with a pile of old TV guides crying because we were trying to throw away a November 1989 edition. And so she would also try to enlist our help with cleaning up the TV guides and cleaning up her clutter, but then she would freak out and have a panic attack and scream at us. And so I knew that I couldn't get her to stop hoarding, but I didn't have any power over that, but I knew I had the power over whether or not I would be a participant in the cleaning process. So the minute she started doing anything to do with cleaning or hoarding, I was gave her a kiss and said, "Bye, I'm out of here." So that is, you got to look for your moments to leave, because you don't want your relationship with your parents to be nothing but you trying to correct them rolling their eyes at you because you're irresponsible in their eyes and they're crazy in your eyes. Just love them and have your life.
And know that you don't have to listen to them either.
That's right. You're 24. You're 24 now, Tristan. It's time to move to Austin, get a Coke habit, and ruin your life.
Okay, well, good luck,
Wow.
honey.
Thank you so much. I'll join your church now.
You're already a
Thank
member.
you.
Well, thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks, Tristan.
Bye, Tristan.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Nick, I had never thought of that before, that different people at different ages find out that their parents are flawed, because sometimes it can be very young.
Yes, I think like I my parents are like I think like yeah, I think like I feel like talking to you, Natasha. I mean, I think we all learn it in different ages, like because of like I think kids who have to deal with their parents splitting up and things like that where you see ugliness at an earlier age. Like obviously we all watch our parents like have disagreements and fight, but I think certain people have to deal with much larger things that make them human at a younger age. And like I idealize, and I still idealize my parents in many ways, but as I've gotten older, I've been like, oh, like this is they don't fully see this and that, but I think it all happens at different ages for different reasons.
Right.
Also, I think boys are spoiled more than girls. Like girls start to hate their parents when they're like
You think so?
Yeah.
11. Whereas like my brother, he loves my mom. Like he'll like stay up for 4 hours talking to my mom on the phone and like get high
Yeah,
and talk to my
think-
mom. And they
yeah.
never really had like a fighting period. You know what I mean? Whereas I had like
Yeah.
a lot of fights.
I think girls do a real like separation from their moms around puberty, and either it comes back around and it's a strong bond, or it's not, and there's a real contentious relationship between mothers and daughters.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
have fun with that, Natasha.
I have a.
My goal is for the straw. It comes back around.
It'll come back around right when you're about
think it does.
79. You guys will
Yeah,
reconcile.
no, I do think it does. I think it does come back and can be really, really strong and powerful.
Yeah, I have a memory of when I was probably 6 years old, and my mother was telling me one story, and my father was telling me another story, and I had this conscious thought of my dad is telling me one version of the truth, my mother is telling me another. One of my parents is lying to me, and it's probably both of them. And I thought that like crystal
Whoa.
clear thought.
How
at
old
that
were you?
age.
Like 5?
5 or 6 years old. I was like, there's no way both of these stories can be true. And I know that it doesn't make sense that one of my parents is the good guy. So they're probably just both liars.
They just didn't know.
Wow.
They just didn't know to not pit themselves against each other.
I do think that's a product of our age. I think in the
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s, divorce was still so new and fresh that people were like, well, maybe we could just fight for 30 years and it won't fuck our kids up at all. I do feel like people are doing better with that now.
I think so. It's a much, man, it's complicated, and it's like it's so weird. I didn't have to deal with it's really, I can't believe how late in life I think it's also interesting, and I feel like the COVID stuff has been a real eye opener for a lot of people of dealing with their parents, because I feel like the most common thing, especially early on in this, that I felt like talking to all of our friends was like, my parents are not taking this seriously. I'm so mad at my parents. They're not taking this seriously. And I feel like it's been a real thing for a lot of people being like, why? I'm worried. I'm trying to show love to my parents by being like, please don't like go into public spaces that you don't need to be. Don't take unnecessary risks. And all these parents being like, I'm not an old person. So don't tell me, one, don't tell me what to do. And two, I'm not one of the people at risk. And you're like, oh, my parent doesn't understand how this is all working, and I now have to treat them like a child and scold them. Like, I feel like a lot of people have been scolding their parents during this crisis.
Oh, my dad lives in Florida. His wife left because he doesn't want to social distance. He goes and gets his lotto ticket every day. And then he told me he's social distancing, but then he's like, I have to take out a pot roast. I'm having a small dinner party. But then he said they all live in his complex.
That's the most frustrating part, is that when they're not
so
only when
it
they're
kind of
saying
makes sense,
they're
but not
saying-
really.
not when they're not saying I'm not old, I'm not social distancing. They're like, no, I'm taking this very seriously. Me and my bridge club all get together and talk about what a serious crisis we're in the middle of.
And then we go to the 7-Eleven every day and to the grocery store every day. But I don't know. I mean, I just
Yeah.
and then they're going to, not have as many laws in Florida probably soon.
Oh,
So.
right. They just opened up the beaches and, on a certain level, I'm kind of like, you know what? If people want to get COVID that bad, fucking let them. Just let them, I guess. It's like, I just hope my parents are okay and your parents are okay. Like,
Again, I think it's hard to be like, wait, I don't think of my parents as stupid. Why is this happening? Like, why don't they understand this?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's like people are not thinking of themselves as enfeebled. They think of themselves as vibrant and full of life.
But we don't think of ourselves as old, and we're taking this seriously.
That's the frustrating part, is that young people are going, but wait, we're upending our entire lives so that you're safe and you don't think you need the safety?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, we have 2 things that we can offer you right now.
Yeah.
Actually, 3. One is we could do another call. 2 is you can listen. This is an experimental technology. We have 2 segments on this podcast. One, we do advice calls. The other is that people call and leave their deep, dark secrets on our secrets hotline. So you can listen with us to some of these secrets and comment on those. And 3 is, of course, you could do both.
Or you could get off the phone.
Yeah, 4 is just hang up right now.
I definitely want to do a deep dark secret. Let's see how we're feeling after that.
I love it.
Is that possible?
100%. Yes, 100%. Hey, Tash.
Yeah, Moshe.
Don't you feel like being inside all day, your body's like starved for vitamins?
I do, but I also have been taking vitamins and have been feeling better.
Oh, well, that's not cool. You didn't tell me. Can I take these vitamins?
Of course, they're ritual.
Wait, aren't those just for women?
Well, I mean, what would happen if you took them too?
That's true. All right, I'm going to take myself a ritual multivitamin. It's for women, but we'll find out what happens when a man takes it. But listen, this isn't some willy-nilly decision I'm making. This stuff is science-backed, right?
Yes, and Ritual is making obsessively researched and clinically backed a new normal. Ritual's clinical study of Essential for Women showed an increase in vitamin D levels and omega-3 DHA levels.
Vitamin D is exactly what you're missing by staying indoors. The sun gives you vitamin D, but if you take a multivitamin, you can get that D. I know our listeners love getting that D. You want your fill of D, you got to take Ritual, for real.
And now more than ever, I think we need to be taking vitamins.
This is a very important time for D.
And also, Ritual's good because it's designed to be gentle on an empty stomach. That's why I could never... I used to take my prenatal vitamins at night because I would always get so sick, but these I can take in the morning.
Right. They've got a delayed release, no nausea design capsule that's gentle on empty stomach, and it's mint essenced, so it makes it kind of have a nice little aftertaste. There's no nastiness to it. They use vegan algal oil instead of fish oil, which comes from the fermentation of microalgae. What I'm saying is this is a very scientifically backed multivitamin for women, so you should take it today. And listen, there's no risk. You can get your satisfaction is fully guaranteed. Just go to ritual.com/honeymoon and you can start your Ritual today, and we'll offer you 10% off with the promo code honeymoon. Ritual.com/honeymoon. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
Don't you think that just like showering in the morning, putting on a bra is a good psychological thing for this quarantining times we're in?
I honestly have started doing that. I'm trying to get ready. I got my hair cut today online.
Right, but when you're putting on a bra, I can imagine you want to do it so that you feel like you've got your stuff together, but you don't want to put on a bra that feels constricting or uncomfortable. You want to put on a bra that feels like it's barely there.
That's why Third Love does bras differently. They believe that every woman deserves to feel comfortable and confident every day with the right kind of support. They have half sizes.
Right.
You take their quiz and you figure out what is your exact bra size.
Yeah, there's a quiz that will measure them tatties. I mean, what more do you want?
Shape actually matters when finding a good fit. It's not just the size, I mean, you might have some pancakes, or I don't know. What do you?
You might have some bazoingas. You might have some balloonies. You might have some melons. You don't know, and that's the kind of clinical language you can expect from Third Love.
There's a perfect fit every time. Every customer has 60 days to wear it, wash it, put it to the test, and if you don't love it, return it.
And not only return it, they will give that used bra after they wash it to a woman in need. So there's no risk. In fact, you'd be doing a good deed by getting this bra. You either keep it and love it, or you send it back and somebody that needs one gets one.
Hands down, the most comfortable bra you'll own. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now, they're offering our listeners, 15% off their first order. Go to thirdlove.com/honeymoon now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/honeymoon for 15% off today.
Let's play some secrets.
Hello. I am a stay-at-home mom of a baby and a toddler dying of coronavirus entrapment. But I have been having these like fantastic days where I'm just like so happy to plan activities and crafts and make these really lovely meals and just like sitting with my kid and really enjoying every second of dress up and playing pretend. And as I was like telling my husband this, like, man, I've been in a really good mood. I don't like, it's kind of weird. He said, isn't it just because you've been smoking all day? And then I was like, oh, yeah. So I wake and bake since there's no like school drop off. So basically I've just been high for the last, 30 days. So I'm not actually looking forward to going back to like having to drive and go to the grocery store. Anyways, that is a secret because it feels kind of shitty to be like enjoying being a high parent all the time when I have friends that are like losing their jobs and stressed out. Anyways, that's also a parenting tip for Natasha who smokes weed. Just do it all day and then have fun with your kid. Bye.
Lot going on there. I love the idea that
Yeah.
well, first of all, her sentence structure was insane at the beginning. She was like, I'm a parent of 2 small children, both dying of COVID. Related insanity. I was like, what the fuck? Why? Also,
I it was a little quiet the beginning of the call, so I didn't quite catch. But then I dropped in and caught up, I think, with where we were going with that. Wait, do her kids have COVID?
no, she said, I'm the parent of a toddler and a small child currently dying of COVID. Pregnant pause. Related insanity from being locked up in the quarantine. Ha ha ha. It's like fucking okay.
Oh, funny.
But I also love the idea that she's like, I am an amazing mother. I think. Oh nope, I'm a drug addict. That's what it is.
I mean, I'm smoking pot a lot right now, and I feel very lucky that I can do that.
I can't, and I'm upset about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Are you upset you can't smoke? Like, where are there moments, can I ask Natasha, where you'll smoke and do you feel guilty, like, or judge that you were smoking?
I get not by Moshe, and no one else is around.
Yeah.
I mean, by our child.
Oh, by the kid?
Yeah. Well, she did.
No, I guess by Moshe. I think your kid is fine with it.
No,
would be my guess.
I mean, to be honest,
Moshe's always like, smoke more.
well, why not? I just think it's a great time to do it. I mean, I would be doing it all day if I could. I will say this: our child is maybe influenced by Natasha's marijuana habit because recently she told us that her favorite music is reggae, and that's not a joke. She really said that. So, like, what 2-year-old?
We do listen to a lot of reggae.
Yeah, what 2-year-old says I love reggae? It's got to be the marijuana.
I mean, a chill ass fucking dope, kid.
Yeah, a chill ass dope baby.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess that's my question is, like, I mean, I feel like parenting would be more fun and easy that way.
You mean if you were high?
Yeah.
Is it, Natasha? You're the only person on this call that would know.
Yes.
It's easier to parent if you were high.
Yes. Of course. Because it's like,
Well, 'cause, like,
mind-numbing.
You're more playful.
Yeah. Like they're just like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, do this, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, and it's just like.
Oh, that's what you're like when you're high, actually.
But you just have to you have to get into that inventing fun games headspace. And that's much easier if you're high.
Oh, interesting. All right.
For me, I don't know. I mean,
is that controversial to say? Are you not supposed to smoke pot?
Yeah, I get that. You're just sort of like you're like, hey, like, what are we doing? Oh, we're playing fucking garden. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Like, I get that.
You're like,
but you're not like high all day.
You're like, garden. Actually, the hydroponic setup in this particular area of the garden is really, really choice and killer.
But if you're just like hanging out by your tree all day, eating lunch and hanging out with your kid and cleaning, it's okay for me.
All right.
I get it.
Let's play another
All
secret. Let's play another secret. Here we go.
So after my boyfriend and I broke up, he cheated on me. So, he and I were in contact for a little bit, and he sent me some pictures, and it had his home address on it. So I sent him live spiders. And I've never told anybody about it, but you can just order spiders and send them to people. So that's what I did. And I don't regret it. Okay, bye.
Wow.
I mean, I like the initiative.
That's a pretty interesting revenge. I like that. Nick, have you ever taken revenge on anyone?
No.
Who has the time?
I don't understand. To be totally frank, I've quietly taken revenge in that I've wished certain people not full success. But I don't truly. I find revenge to be ultimately something that will have a negative effect on my life, and so I don't take revenge.
I, on the other hand, am Googling how to send someone live spiders right now.
Nick really does have the answer on this one, I think.
Yeah, no, you're obviously right. Although I do have a running tally of people that deserve a harmless form of revenge that I may take one day. Yeah, maybe.
I'm trying to think if that's true. I exist in a constant state of making no enemies. So I don't find myself in situations where I've been like, I'm going to get revenge on you.
I think it also might have to do with testosterone.
Oh, so neither you nor Nick have the testosterone needed to take revenge?
I think maybe it's kind of like a sweaty thing.
I think women take revenge.
Of course they do, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Women with high levels of testosterone.
That's right. Weightlifting women, they are always taking revenge.
Well, I don't have any desire for revenge.
All right. Well, with that said, let's play one more secret.
Hey. So not my proudest moment, but I have a secret for you guys. I am 32 now. When I was 20, I was in a pointless relationship. And she had been obsessed with an ex-boyfriend who was the singer in a band. One night I was bored and felt rather spiteful. So, again, not my proudest moment, but I felt pretty crafty. I made a fake email account, pretended to be a girl, asked the gentleman who was in the band what his favorite movie was because I was bored and wanted to watch a movie. Well, he told me, and little did he know that was the secret question to his email address. So I was able to get in, and then I deleted all of his band's social media because I was a spiteful dick. I'm much better now, obviously not with her, and hey, that band's not around anymore. Did I help it by deleting their page? Maybe, or maybe it was karma. Okay, well, hey, thanks.
Wow.
Oh, that certainly beats sending somebody a handful of spiders.
I mean, there is a revenge theme to that. Although he was exacting revenge on a guy who did the guy in the band wrong him or no? I couldn't quite tell.
He hooked up with his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it really depends on how much testosterone you have when you look at that particular situation.
Also, wow, like, is that what, like, I guess, does that answer a security question? Like, hey, what's your favorite band? Like, your favorite movie?
Well, I think he tried to log in to his email, found out what the guy's security question was, and then created this fake profile to get into it. So he knew.
I don't know.
And that's the reason
I feel sorry for people like that.
It sucks that Counting Crows isn't around anymore because of what that guy did. Kind of bullshit.
That guy was dating Jennifer Aniston, and who. I always love that fact that Adam Duritz scored Jennifer Aniston back in the day.
Oh, see, man, it's beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
when we're young, we see the lead singer of Counting Crows as a god, and then we get a little bit older and we realize he's merely human. And then we get a little older and we try to tell him what he should do, but he doesn't want to hear it. So, Adam, if you're listening, we need you to social distance.
All right.
I mean, sorry.
Nick,
I'm not yawning out of boredom.
No, we'd love for you to yawn
out.
more demonstratively on the podcast.
I mean, honestly, I'm fascinated by secrets, and I'm fascinated by the rhythm of that guy's voice. He had a real kind of rhythm to what he was saying and how he was saying it, and I'm impressed by that. It's so not my nature, but to send spiders or delete someone's social media account. But I'm impressed by the levels that people will go for love.
Yeah, I also think when people are leaving these messages, they're sometimes telling someone else or saying it out loud, sometimes for the first time. It's a very the king has the ears of an ass type of situation, and so their rhythm is influenced by their adrenaline and fear and feelings of anxiety about even saying this thing out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
that's what I think.
How could you not be?
Well, Nick, I know that you have a quarantine paradise you need to get back to.
That's right.
So
we know you have to go tend to your garden. And
quarantine paradise. I was the lead singer of the band that he killed the social media.
That was Counting Crow's biggest hit.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Both of you. I'm a fan of you collectively.
Hi to Lily. We love you. And
and yeah, we miss you, and we will see you and hug you in person when they create a vaccine or when the nanny state stops telling us all what to do and taking away our constitutional rights.
I look forward to either one coming and whatever comes. In the meantime, be safe, be strong, and be filled with love.
Next year in Jerusalem.
Okay.
Next year in Jerusalem.
And watch Big Mouth.
Not complicated.
Oh yeah, watch Big Mouth, and also you just launched a new podcast too, right? With Mulaney as the Oh Hello folks.
Oh Hello podcast, the podcast. Oh Hello, John Oliver, Ira Glass, Sarah Koenig, and most importantly, George St. Giegland and Gil Faison, trying to figure out who killed Princess Diana. the subject that everybody's been dying to know about.
I actually am interested in this topic.
Yeah, important work you're doing. So listen to the podcast, watch Big Mouth, and
yes.
Nick Kroll, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, talk soon.
Bye.
Oh, I miss my friends.
I know. Well, you have you're doing meetups in your video game.
Definitely
fun.
The internet is helping, but every time we talk to a friend on this podcast, I'm like, I want to hang out with this person and go get Chinese food. Those are the two things I miss: friends,
Chinese
food.
You're such a good cook. You should try to make some.
I should. That's a good idea. Chelsea's been making these wild dumplings that maybe I'll try to do that too.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. You're such a good cook, honey.
I've said it before, though, Tosh. Thank you for saying that. I've said it before.
You're talented.
Thank you. But I will say it again. As much as I miss my friends, I feel very lucky to be here with you and with our kid, but also this podcast mentally and creatively is 100% keeping me afloat. Thank you for all your messages. Thank you for hitting us up. Thank you for listening. We're glad that a lot of people telling us that this is helping them get through their quarantine. It's helping us get through ours, so we appreciate that. If you would like to be a guest caller on an episode of the Endless Honeymoon podcast,
call us at 213-222-8608.
You can also leave a secret on that very number. Also, we have a YouTube channel now.
I love listening to podcasts on YouTube. It's so easy.
And also, you can email us. You can email us at endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com if you'd like to get on the podcast. Buy stuff from our sponsors if you can afford it. I know times are tough right now, but if you can.
But we use all these products.
And we like them. So listen.
So if you're going to order them.
5-star, subscribe. I've got an album. It's called Crowdsurfing. Also, my first special is right now on Amazon Amazon Prime for free. It's streaming for free.
You're
It's
as
called-
good at crowd work as you are at cooking, Moshe.
Thank you. Well, check them out both out. Get one of my famous dishes. I have TV dinners for sale at the Vaughn's chain and at the Safeway chain, if you depending on which region you're in. But check out the Endless Honeymoon special on Netflix, the Honeymoon stand-up special. Check everything out we've ever done. What's Broke on CBS Thursday nights. We're done with ads. You know, I just want to tell you, listeners, that I love you. And also, Natasha, I want to tell you something. I also love you.
I love you too.
COVID.